Yes. Fiji. Curiosity. Have you always used a handheld palette? I have, yes. Yeah, so this is a balanced palette right here, meaning obviously on the side it's wider, this side it's shorter, but then underneath here, one second, I need to turn my phone down. A second here. There's like a weight here, so it balances, so it's much lighter on your wrist like this. So yeah, more spontaneous. You can move back and forth, step back here, look. So you get a holistic perspective of what you're looking at, all that good stuff. Grant, palette ASMR, yes. I was just thinking about that when I have music on, but I can't play the music on YouTube. I used to be able to on Twitch, but I can't separate the... Anyway, yeah, I can't play like popular music here, so... I figured y'all can listen to music if you want, but yeah, so now you just hear the palette. It's full art. I'm going full art here. Put this out some. Cool it off. Let's cool it. Getting back into it. This is my first day back from the holidays. From Christmas. Yeah, no, it's weird. Life is weird. 2025. Just another number. For now. Second. Ooh. Ooh. Let's do it. Let's do it. Fixing the drawing, that's what we're going to do. Come in here, I was honed into the drawing, the proportions, trying to fix everything, and then now we don't get through, start modeling. It might look that way, but I'm actually trying to look at the large shapes, trying to get everything correct. You keep it down in value, meaning try not to bring it up in light. I'll build the light up to it, and that way I'll get a better effect. I get back into practice of using artistic words. Earthy, expression, emotion. This is all drawing right here. The best thing to do, honestly, when you're out of practice with painting is to go back to pencil drawing, especially the nude figure, the pencil drawing, something simple where you don't need to worry about a complex medium like paint, which I obviously can because I'm a genius. Everything always comes extremely easy to me. It's kind of boring, actually. Never really make mistakes. I make mistakes so that I can show idiots how to fix their mistakes because I know they make the mistakes. I do it for the kids. Always for the kids. I never ever make mistakes. Never have to correct. Kaj, what's up? Fun, smart guy. Like, hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. How are you doing this fine winter day, morning, afternoon? How are you doing? How you doing? I'm going to try to get back into this. I've been overwhelmed at home recently. I get back in the mindset of making solid videos, something with comedy in them. We need a laugh. We're too uptight, too serious. Nose is too big. Comes in. Gears, what's up, man? I'm a slacker. Sorry, I missed your last stream. Grant Whitman, have you ever had a student bring in digital tablet to draw on? Not a student, but one time there was a drawing session in here. Somebody brought one in, which is totally fine. Right. Now, if I was training somebody, look, the same rules of drawing apply in the sense of proportions with the tablet. So when you're using tablets, different medium, a little bit more forgiving in my opinion, easier to get stuff done. But pencil drawing and such, I would force them to do that. But most of the time, I'm pretty chill about stuff. Thursday nights we have a drawing class in here, and people can do whatever they want. But it normally people start wanting to do the classical. So Gears, we broke 1,700 yesterday. Everybody misses my stream. I had 2 viewers. That's how it always is, man. Always start that way. Until you get up to, let's see, I'm at 6 million right now. It's not 6, it's 6 million. It didn't take that long. It only took a couple months, but you know, that's what we do. All right, need to hone in. We need to get to the point, here's where we have to start vibing, okay? We need a vibe. All right, Foch? We're vibing. We need to do some arena, you and I. I need to make sure you're still in practice. I need to make sure you don't go all over to PvE. I need to make sure that, you know, you need me to teach you how to play so you feel better about yourself. I know it's hard, but we'll get through this. I think we might be able to hit 18. Both Zerks and I are playing very good right now. But it is extremely difficult. Cool this off. I always make this too orange. I'm not really trying to think about color too much right now, but I just want to get it in the ballpark. I know he's kind of looking like Spock eyebrows. Just give me a second. Spock. I'm gonna hit this thing. You did heroic raid this weekend. You've been dark-sided. I can see it. It's fun. Depends on. Are you doing it with your friend, the priest? Really? The raid is dull. Dungeons are better. I can see that. Yeah. You can kind of go more at your own pace in a dungeon. With the raids, you're probably. Is it still that thing where they wait for everybody all the time? So we're working all around here. We want to keep on working everything at once. So I'm bringing this out some because this was not lining up with this, and I didn't want to bring this in because I want the size of the head. I want it to remain big. I don't want to like slowly make it smaller. So I chose to bring this in, make that bigger, match this. So, which is the right decision. Always made the right decision. Paolo. Brazil. All right, man. Good man. Paolo. I had a jiu-jitsu instructor named Paolo. who kicked my ass. He's this tall. I probably weigh 20 pounds more than him, and he can kill me. He can kill me. He put all his pressure on me once, like, because you're wrestling on the ground, and it felt like somebody was 300 pounds. And the guy weighs like 140, which I know y'all do kilos, so it was like he weighed probably about 70 kilos or something. I weigh probably 80. And he killed me. Do dungeons with him a lot. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. See, I could go in and start modeling and making it look nice. So the photograph that I have posted here, you might notice that the head is a little bit, it's kind of like going up like this. There's an angle, and I'm altering that angle. And I did not do it in Photoshop. I'm trying to just understand it structurally, because this is a copy of a painting that I'm not sure they did it right. I don't know. It was a copy of a painting taken at an angle, and I fixed that angle in Photoshop. But I don't know what's going on with the proportion, so I'm trying to fix it. The next season game needs balance patch. It's bad. Are you talking about for PvE or PvP? Or everything? Probably everything. That was too much. Both. Yeah. But they're not going to do it. They never do this. They always make it worse. Always. Oh, give me a second. I just put a list out for models on Craigslist, or an ad, and I'm actually getting a bite. I can still chat. I just need to text my phone. I got the chat right here, so I'll see what you guys are saying. This will only take a second. I just want to be proactive about this because we do need models. It is so hard to find models for a class. This will only take a second. It could be a dude too. It was yeah, I won't say the name, but yeah. It doesn't seem bad. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but Dungeons and Epics it's hard to say for Arena because I always feel like I lose because I did something wrong. I can say that the Beastmaster Hunters are very oppressive right now to me, but I mean, I play mage. I'm a magical being of wonder. Come back. No, he didn't. Not yet. Sorry, I got to keep an eye on this. Trying to fill that class. We need models, man. And the class has been suffering from it. This is going to be huge if I get some models. All right, so this now is looking a little bit better, the proportions. This eye is way too big for that one, which I saw, but it's just like, let's bring this over some. And then we bring this. Use the extra money. Okay, good. Excellent. We got a model. 1 second. Nobody panic. Nobody freaking panic. You like to come in next Thursday? Good. Good. This is huge. I mean, I've been putting flyers up everywhere. Couldn't find one. Grant, figure drawing class I took the other month had 3 different models. I was thinking, how on earth is she good at finding models like on the same day? You like pictures. Don't want to see that shit. Okay. Excellent. Be here about 5 or 10 or early. Text. Like what I'll do, I do this. Set you up in a pose that is sorry, sending you the dress. Be right back to it. This is huge, man. I put an ad out today. Okay, there we go. Guys, the instructor is a tattoo artist. My theory is that's something to do with somehow. Yeah, they meet a lot of people. They get out more. You could put flyers up around tattoo parlors. That's actually very smart. That's actually very smart. So I put them up around the colleges and schools here. I put 10 up around key areas, but then I'm going to put more up around the bars. I didn't hit the bars up, and they oftentimes have those like community boards. But I put an ad out like right before I started the stream on Craigslist, and I got a bite already. That was like I mean, that's, and here's the thing. So then you ask, you say, look, you try to have, we have fun in our class. We do. Like I make sure we learn, but we're also, I kind of, 6 o'clock, my filter, if you think I don't have a filter during this, after 6, horrible. And we have a good time. And most of the time, the models, unless they're like totally PC or something crazy, most of the time they love it. And so then we just say, hey, look, Anti-Champion, what's up? So we just say, hey, do you know of anybody else, your friends or what? And sometimes they know people. And so that's how you kind of get a chain of them coming in. And the word spreads like that, right? So that's the idea behind it. Okay, great. And that's anyone's sound right? Correct. Absolutely correct, which is the best kind of correct. So even when I go in with color, I'm going to be correcting the drawing right here. So I'm going to be going in with color in a second. I'm just doing the big changes that I can see right off the bat. Next question. Last question. How much is this? Session. There you go. Excellent. All right, let me just confirm that it's the right Thursday. That is on the 16th. Sorry guys, almost done. New model, so. Cool. Good start. Good start. Freaking good start. Yeah, Anti-Champion. It's been going good. Just trying to get my head back into this, right? You know how it is. Okay. Good. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start going in with a little bit of value and colors and such and start getting this thing going. I go with the smaller brushes and I can go alternate between the two. What happened to the old model? Not fun to sketch them anymore. Oh, the old models. I have 2 or 3 of them, but they also work other jobs. Sometimes it's hard to get them in, and sometimes models stop. One of our models stopped modeling, which sucks. Like, she was awesome. The bald-headed chick. They just kind of fade away or whatever. It's not something I guess you do all the time. Oh, the tracks. But yeah, you know? Need to cool this off some. Give me a second. It's too much. Abu Labs. No, she was great. Oh, the bald head chick, yeah. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Abu Labs, hey, I am doing well. Is this? Sorry, I did you change your name? I don't recognize the name, but that's probably more on me than you. My memory is like a goldfish recently. There we go. That's it. Just bring it back to that. That's it. That's where I want it. All right. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got the bigger brushes. And let's make a green really quick. There, guys. So instead of going and adding yellow and then blue, I just make it the green right here, and that way I can add it in. I do a lot of mixing with my brush, but between the piles of paint, so you get the main mixtures with the pile of paint, so you don't have to start from scratch every single time. And then you can tint them. So you have a basic field color right here, and then you tint it so you can get all different types of color branching off there. So if I want to tint it with obviously some green, which I'll put right here, we have the purple, the green, and the orange. So it makes quicker mixing, more spontaneous. Handheld palette, check. That's what we do. Why did I mix the green? Because I'm going to go up in the side of the forehead down in here and put the greens in. So I'm going between greens, purples, reds, all sorts of stuff. That's what we're doing. That's what we do. I can push it, and I can always bring it back how it was before, so bring it closer in here. Purple, a little bit of red. There you go. There. This is nice. You take this, take some blue. My boy Blue. Very cool. Go up into the hair. Might not look like it at first, but once you get this, you balance this stuff out at the top, it's going to make a nice hair effect. Bring the value down some. Try that. See, I have to make the color up here. It's what we have to do, man. It's the nature of the beast sometimes. Now, that's as light as I can go. There's a difference, and normally I have another value right here that's more for the highlights. So I don't want to even go up this high because I don't want to flood it with light. Not yet, because I don't really have a solid reference. I want to make it so that the highlight looks beautiful. So to do that, you have to compress the values to make that one highlight pop. So if I go and just make everything light, I'm not going to be able to get that highlight. Without washing it out, I can do it with straight white, but you don't want to do that. That's white right there. As dark as I can go. Black. Bitch. It's black. Do it bigger. That's black. That's what we do. Take the value about right here. Make it a little bit purple, add a little bit of red. So a little bit more fair skin than I have. The mixture. Some around here. Bring this down some. Purple it out some. So bring the value down, thinking about the value. And then we think about the color. And then we have the application, which is the drawing. So we simplify it, we break it down into steps. That's what we do. Yes. Let's continue. That doesn't make sense. It's going to be more color using walnut oil to make it malleable, the paint. Proper palette technique, proper brush technique, solid form. Shoulders wide, ass out. Confidence. Paint, there we go. Slowly building the drawing up. And what I say, it's going to look like I'm modeling, but I'm really not. I am correcting the painting, the big shapes. That's what we're doing. Thinking about the form, understanding, studying, dominating. That's what we do. So up in the face area, it's going to be, you got to do this when you describe yourself or describe things. It's going to be more fleshy, right? Fleshy, red, cool colors, peaceful, rosy cheeks, a little bit, denoting life. And then this guy is long past, probably from a heart attack of some sort, dying in despair, like most people do. But at this time, he was not yet passed. There we go. And let's bring the value up some. I can work the value, the lights, darks within the brush a little bit. I could do that. Add a little color. Not really thinking about the color that much, just flirting with it. It's too light. Bring it back down. Doesn't take much. Bring it back down, add the color. Value color, value color. That's fine. zygomatic arch, going back. Denote, Denote, E, two E's. Brush stroke. Wait. That's it. Step back, look. Fine, fine. Let's go down into this area right here, which is going to be roughly the same as up in here, I think. Okay. And then I'm going to go up into this area right here. I'm going to make it a little bit more orange than it is red. Just a slight bit. You want it still field color. Saying you don't want it to veer too much. Something like that. Let's go with a slightly darker brush. It's going to be around here. Actually, take some of that orange out, or the yellow. And squint. Pull the paint. It's going to need some work. Gotta make this up, man. It's going to be a challenge. I should probably be looking at some Sargent or something just to give me a better idea of what I want to do, but Sargent always holds me back. Solomon, J. Solomon, it's amateurs. Don't need them. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. No, I want this one. Abu Labs, did I do a painting for you? I'm trying to remember, because it's been a while. Did I do a painting for you? go. This part we kind of play down some. I don't want to go too dark with this. Something like that. BH, what's up, man? Happy New Year's. You doing well, man? Good. Good. Awesome. Uh, Honestly, to me, it doesn't matter. People call me both. You know, like, especially more, I guess, more around here in my hometown. A lot of people call me Lou. Everybody else calls me Lewis, but I really don't care. He prefers Lewis. 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 This is the dumbest thing ever. His true friends is probably true. Unfortunately, you joke. You idiot. What have you done? You idiot. You idiot. What have you done? Stupid. So you put color in the shadows, it goes a very long way. A lot of people don't, it just kills the painting. Painting with color. You have to invent the color. Yeah, it is. It's one of those things where you're like, ooh, I don't really need to take the time to look and observe and get the color. So you're thinking to yourself, this is easier. But then it gets to the point where it needs to look more real, and then that's when it's very hard. So, and I know that going forward, going into it, because I've been here. So this is harder, I think. Yeah, it is. This is tricky. But I have enough experience where I think that I can do this now. But yeah, it's it's not easy. I have a hard time with this. Not gonna lie. This one I have to morph everything. That like, if you look at the drawing, you know, his head's going off more in the actual photograph, and I'm correcting a lot of I think they're mistakes of the previous artist, and it could be a perspective thing, but I fixed the perspective in Photoshop. So then I have to think about human. Like I don't know. It's just such a bad reference. I don't know. It's I saw the reference, and I wasn't even gonna say to my client, well, you know, I normally go off of things like that are more specific, so that's more of an accurate representation of what you desire. But I was like, screw it, just yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. Why? Because I've been here 1,000 times before. So, whatever. At some point, you stop caring about life. Life. She got life. Mm. Strange drawing in here. And Some accomplished like you won't do it. I mean, I've turned things down before because of references. Sometimes I do that, but not not recently. I've had to do so many things that are just insane that I think I'm kind of used to it at this point. I'm not saying that's a good thing. From B and W, some accomplished like you won't do it from black and white, yeah. Um, it's just yeah. But here's okay. It's a mess if my client keeps on telling me to change things when it's his idea is vague and I'm just trying to guess. I won't do it, but I know the guy that I work for, so this works. I know I know what he wants. I know he's lenient enough where I can do the work and it's not going to be a waste of my time. Let me fix this drawing in there. Right? So there's a lot of factors involved, obviously, and one of those is the client you're working for. If it's I've had, I think I told this story. One time I did a painting of somebody who wanted me to morph everything on the face, change the age, make him look twice as old as he was, but put wrinkles in, frost the hair when it wasn't frosted. He was young at the time. And I said, you're asking me to put morphs in and change everything, but to make it look like Rembrandt? I said, and I told him, I said, maybe a better artist could do this, but I currently cannot do this. He said, well, just try it. So I tried it. He didn't like it. Made me change it back to something I had previously. Didn't like that. Made me change it back to what I had. And I got to the point, I said, that's the last change I'm making. This is it. And then he says, it's not worth the price that you charge. I said, I told you that I couldn't do this, and you still had me do it. So that's happened before, but my client, the one that I have, he's not like that, right? So I know what he wants, so it's all good. Check something really quick. A second. We're good. So that stuff happens. You just got to be aware of that. It's just one of the tricky things about painting, because I'm the type of person, I want to give the person, whoever I'm working for, exactly what he wants, or she, right? I don't want to, I'm not here to make a quick buck and get out. Like, I really do what I do because I really want them to have with it, because it's such a special thing having a nice painting. And so but I've had to learn to be more direct and straightforward with people. And that's a lot of it's learning just how to deal with, like, you learn that it's hard for people who, like, I know about art. Y'all probably know about art, but it's like the person who, even though they're asking for it, might not know about it. And you have to understand that. And so, like, you have to be able to communicate and get the right idea of what you want so you're not wasting. And so that's why I'll go off more photographs at this point. Because first off, I'm technically able to, number one. Number two, I've given up a lot of work that would help me be doing more of the stuff that I want to do if I had taken it. So I can still turn stuff down if I want. I do. And another strategy I have is if I don't like if I really don't want to do something, I'll put the price up high thinking they're not going to take it. And I've had it before where people, and it's still a fair price, but oftentimes they'll still take it and be like, yeah, all right. Say, okay, well, then it's worth my time, even though I don't want to do this, Yeah, I mean, painting is what. Okay, so a tricky thing too is, um, for many years I was like totally by myself with doing this, so I had to learn all these things by myself, and I do not recommend doing that. I probably should write a book on everything that has I've gone through with this stuff, everything that I've done, with the moral of the story to do the opposite. This is how you learn, and this is why you don't do A, B, C, or D. But yeah, that's a, look. Say, oh, you failed. No, it's a success. You draw this knowledge from you know all these failings or whatever that you do. Turn your failures into successes that way. That's how you get better. Otherwise, you just freeze up. Shit. I can fix that. Will I? That's a different story. Shikari. Yeah, by yourself is hard enough. Everything that comes with sales clients, it should be easier. Um, I you mean it should be easier to do that stuff? I think for some people maybe. For me, I had to be taught this type of painting. I don't know how. Like today, people learn a little bit different because more stuff is online. Like y'all can see up close what I'm doing here. Back when I first started, it wasn't the case. So I guess it's a little bit different in terms of learning by myself with stuff. I'm not good at that for like sales, because I think I would be better if that's all I had to focus on. But it's like when you're doing this art and this is what your primary focus is, and then you have to learn that other stuff. It's hard because it's an ever-shifting landscape, I think. Um, your brightest bright. Do you prefer to hold off or right away knowing you can do either? So I put this right here so I know how bright this is going to be. So this is as light as I want to get it. In fact, I might have made it a little bit too light, because check this out. When I go and add the dark in, and I will do that with, I need to do this anyway. I don't really care what brush I use, I guess. Let's go and add kind of like a darker dark in. When I go in and put this in, you see that? And let's put some in over here as well. Can y'all see now there's more of a contrast here? So if I was to cover this up, it looks a little bit darker, but now it looks lighter. And so, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I have it right here, and sometimes I put it on here. But right now I'm opting to kind of keep it off. You can put it on. You just don't want to start spreading it and modeling it and make it too bright. Like there's nothing wrong with doing this. I'll show you. There's nothing wrong with going in, and sometimes I still do this, and maybe I should. Saying, okay, the lightest light, which this is not it, honestly. Be somewhere up here like this. Let's mix this. So this is actually pretty bright. So like if I was to go and put, for example, there might be a little bit right here, something like that, right? Like you could put stuff in there just to kind of understand how bright you can bring it. You can do that. But sometimes like people start modeling it out and then they've lost the effect. So I sometimes tend to make things a little bit, in my opinion, too bright. And so I'm trying to refrain from this right now. But you do want to know where you're painting, what value range you're painting in. That's very important. It's very important. Yeah, anytime, man. These are good questions. And every time you ask those questions, it helps me out. It gets my head back in the zone. I need it. When I first started streaming and doing YouTube and all this stuff, that's when I started getting my old training, my good habits back. For many years, I was by myself, like I said, and I kind of formed some bad habits because I didn't have teachers telling me, you idiot, don't do that. Right? Didn't have that. So this right here, what I'm doing, I'm kind of, you can't tell, but I'm kind of taking some of the paint off, thinning it out so the shadows are thin. I'll go through and carve the drawing out, but we're looking at the overall shape. So you're building the paint up here, right? I'm trying to build this up. So here, let me, shit. Oh, that was the wrong value. Yeah, whatever. Bring this down some. There we go. See, that's a little bit less distracting. Let's do the same here. That's a little bit better. There we go. We're trying to think of the structure. We're trying to build the structure of the face up, right? Do you know his age? This guy's age? Your guess is as good as mine. What do you think? I mean, I would think probably 50 something. What are your thoughts about using a limited Zorn or a Pele's palette? I think it's one of the best things that you can do, especially when you're starting out. It is. I kind of do that. I kind of do right now, and I still do videos on it. Oftentimes I'll just do it, but yeah. So it's not really limited now, but essentially what that is, the Zorn, it's the I forget the exact colors that he uses, but it's essentially red, black, yellow, and white, and it forces you to understand, to really push those colors, and you learn the limitations. And then once you say you're working with this for a year or two, and once you get that, you add, say, blue. And then you see what that blue does. You're like, oh, this is what this, so you learn the colors. I would recommend it to anybody starting out. And you make legit paintings with it. You can use it throughout your entire career. The age matters. You're right. I'm not good at age. I'm not. It does matter. It does, man. Now, AC, that's a very good question. I like that you asked that. That's the limited palette. That's how I learned was the Zorn limited. This I have from my dad when he's in here and he tries to tip the chair because he has some dementia. I put the cinder blocks down to weigh it down, so now I'm going to be tripping over it apparently. Whatever. Zorn. Anders Zorn. So there was a still life I was working on. I'll show you. I'll show you this painting really quick. Take a quick, rest my eyes just for a second for this. This was a major lesson for me. This painting right here, I painted. This was back in 2006. So this vase right here, at the time, it was actually one of my friends, and she let me borrow it for the still life, and I could not get that red with English red because we were using ivory black, English red, Kremnitz white, and yellow ochre. That was what we used at the Florence Academy. And English red would not get this red, so that was my limitation there. And then I think for this, I don't remember what I used. I might have used transparent red oxide, but perhaps some alizarin crimson in it. And that's when I learned like the properties of transparent red oxide and alizarin crimson to get these colors. So, yeah. But it's something that's burned into my mind. But you learn. Like you learn how to push cools. You learn how to get something bluish with black, white, depending on the black you use. I used at the Florence Academy. I think I used Rembrandt black, and Rembrandt was very cool. I noticed that it was like when you mixed it with white, it turned blue, and so it was So you learned about cooler blacks, and like I'm using currently Michael Harding's, which I think is more a warm black. It just makes the paint look just regular gray, whereas it's not a cool gray. And so you learn about these things. That's from limited palette. Now, if I started with 5 billion colors on my palette, I wouldn't know what did what. Might be comfortable saying, "Oh, look, I got my flesh tone tube right here." Well, you don't know how to mix anything. That's the whole point. You got to learn to mix. So, limited palette, man. Limited palette. Limited palette. Thanks, AC. Appreciate it. That's how we do it. How we do it. We gotta figure this stuff out. Using my face now for reference, which is never a good thing, but whatever. I find too that, so here is basic colors, but as I paint, I'll slowly modify them as I go. I'm using Old Holland Mars Black for your blue. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think I've used Old Holland before. And that's kind of like a cool black. Is that what you're saying? Because when you're using, like, 'cause the black and the white is supposed to be the cool, right? Because you need to do the warms and the cools and all that fun stuff. And what type of work are you doing, AC? Is that Mars Black more opaque? I think he's asking you. Work these eyebrows in just a little bit more than I have it. So I'm also right now not really worried about getting every color in here. I'm just kind of very loose with the colors because we're still trying to get the values and everything. We're not trying, or the shape. We're not trying to get every little detail in. Ah. The Nerdrum Apelles palette is Old Holland, Mars Black, Old Holland Yellow, Brown, and Sennelier Chinese Vermilion and Titanium White. Yeah, see, I'm less familiar with that, but you know what? I'll have to try that out. I will have to try it out some. I have to try it out. Yeah, change my music up here. Okay. It's a lot more opaque than ivory. Okay. Interesting. That would be so Mars Black is more opaque than Ivory Black is what you're saying. How would you handle your blacks? His coat, part in shadow, part in light. Do you keep the value the same and change temperature? With this, I'm going to make this as transparent as I can get. I might layer it like 2 or 3 light, like very thin layers to bring it up to make it smooth. Make this very thick so it really pops out. And then for this side and perhaps parts like down, let me see what y'all can see because I have it zoomed in some. Yeah. So like this side and then parts like going down in here, I might do a very light transparent layer of just using red and yellow, but like very faint to just bring the light up. Maybe a touch of white into it to kind of cool it. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. Just something to imply it. Then the background I'm going to make dark but lighter, just like this, so this pops out. I'm going to try to have that same. It's a beautiful effect. Actually, this is going to look really nice, and it's going to really make this pop if I can do it right. I'm painting selfies from Mirror and Mirrors in Life. Some master copies, the Nerdrum Quiche School Philosophy and Dogmas. I can't phrase the question to save my ass. BH, I had the same problem when I was like learning. That's awesome, AC. That's awesome. Are you in my Discord by any chance? If you aren't, you should join and post some of your work. But I will join the Discord and post something. Just do it for fun, though. Dude, it's all good. That's awesome. You should. Because you have very good questions. You know, the reason why I do this stuff is to give access to people who might be curious about it, who are into it, even just as a hobby. They can't go to a fancy school or whatever. And so I try to bring you much in-depth behind the scene, you know, in terms of painting, like try to give you the full process instead of like paywalling it. That's the purpose of my stream. So y'all can see, like, essentially I say I don't make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes. That's the point, is to show you everything. Right? How we get out of the mistakes. You make the mistakes, you got to learn how to fix them. That's all drawing. All painting is. You made a mistake. How do you fix it? Ooh. Press a black eyebrow, part above the ridge, part in shadow. Shikari. I mix Van Dyke Brown and Ultramarine for your black. Van Dyke Brown and Ultramarine. Interesting. Do you find that gives it more color? Why do you do that? I'm interested. I'm curious. Do you change the temperature and try to keep compressed values? What, in just the face in general? I try to have shifts in temperatures, and you have to do a value compression for paint in terms of reality, yeah, because reality has more values than paint does. Painting the values and the I guess you could there's similarities between, I don't know. Values, I feel that there's more compression than there is with color temperature shifts. Eyebrows, for example. So the eyebrows, I'm going to have probably like a bluish. I don't know. I have to kind of experiment with this. It might be like a little bit cooler around like where it meets the skin. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't know. That's a problem for future Lewis. Lewis. I'll worry about it later. I think that's the right attitude to have. Eh, worry about it later. I learned pure black isn't right for most realism, but not all artists agree on this course. No, I agree with that. Pure black, you don't want to go pure black. I mean, I suppose you could, but the reason why people say that, and I say it, is that it does, everything has color to it, and it does deaden things some. So what your habit of saying, okay, I'm going to mix my black so that there's color behind it, and you can still work the values, and you can still compress values, play them off each other to make it look just as dark as a regular black. I think that's a very viable method. It makes paintings look more beautiful, lively, and colorful. That makes sense. That's why you do it. I like that. And I've oftentimes done things like that too. I've mixed black with ultramarine blue and alizarin crimson before. Alizarin crimson, I think, fades over time, so I've stopped using alizarin crimsons. I'm going to replace it with something else. But you said, I'm going to screenshot what you said, Van Dyke. I'm going to screenshot that because I might want to try it. So screenshot things that, see, I learned so much from streams, just this type of information. Streaming, if you want to get good, start streaming. Because you'll meet people like yourself who have different ways of doing things and they're viable and you never thought about it before. What was that? It's that right there, wasn't I? Here. Um, when you make something, okay, so like to make something turn, right? Three-dimensional, it's not just the light and darks, it's color as well. That's what makes it look three-dimensional. So that's why playing warms and cools off each other and opposites, like a blue and an orange off each other will make it look more vibrant, more lively. And so that's why if you really look close up to a lot of paintings, Rembrandt does this. Let's see, there's a lot of painters who play color off at like a smaller scale that it doesn't exist like that in nature, but you step back and your eye blends it and it makes it look more vibrant. It works. It creates the same effect and it's a painting move. And so that's what it is. If you can make everything look very colorful, but if your shadows are dead, it's going to kill the piece. So you want the painting to come alive, put some color into the shadows. You have to do it the right way, and you don't want to gray it out with white. A lot of people put white in their shadows. It needs to recede to help everything. Everything's a contrast. If you want something to pop, something has to recede. Right? In paint, that's how it is. So you're very wise, Curry. Very wise. Wise indeed. Expect no less from my viewers. No, you're an idiot. You know that, I know that, and hundreds of people know that. Your wife knows that. Yeah. Yeah. But you have biceps, so you're good. You got your biceps, okay? Which, by the way, I'm proud of you. You've been chiming in without us bringing up the swollenness. The spy, don't forget you are a spy. Unbelievable, that stuff, isn't it? But he's a spy. What can they do? Well, he's a spy. What can they do? We live in a crazy world. Really funny. It's really funny, though. Okay. He's a spy. Oh, man. So here it doesn't look like it, but I'm really trying. I'm pulling the paint off from underneath and pressing paint down, making it very thin. So obviously the idea is to keep the transparency. Yeah. Our teacher haunts me, but it works. Yeah, he was Torque on Twitch. Stupid, stupid channel. And you check on his channel and you'll see some pretty solid gameplay from the most retarded game out there. That somehow I play with them. Okay. Let's turn this. Do I want to turn? No, I'll keep this darker. Take this one. All right, man. Be smart. Be smart. Here's a meeting. Wish him luck. Sergeant thought it was cheating to use transparent paints in the water of his landscapes. Really? Huh. Back, nobody talked about my biceps. This isn't correct. Fix this. Your swole biceps. Nobody talked about my biceps. Not sure about this not huge sergeant guy. Yeah, I don't know. Nobody talks about my biceps. It's the dumbest thing ever, man. So stupid. Shit. I'm messing the drawing up to try to get close to the edge with I'll get the drawing back. I just need to cut in with the dark here, but I'm more worried about the inside part here. Actually, I'm not worried about anything. I have everything totally under control here. Totally not panicking at all. Let's get this. Boom. Cut up with this. Whew. That's correct. Historically, I only speak of triceps. Gear is stupid's about to chime in. He's gonna say I have triceps too, probably something. Shikari mentioned triceps. Do you have anything to say about that? You have 3 triceps? There's 3 sides to it, I think, right? 3 triceps? Are you talking? I'm not gonna dig on this one because I think I know where you're going with this. Does it involve camping? You idiot. I have 3 triceps. Quadriceps. Don't think too much about it. Is that your motto? Should give this guy Goku hair. See if my client notices. Goku. Quaseps. Who's this guy again? This guy is Peter Mood. Peter Mood. Peter Mood. A little long. It comes in. AC. It's a relative of the Dr. Yes. Great grandfather or something like that. Posted something in your Discord to show off the different colors you can get with the Peleus palette. But just remember, I suck real hard, and I've never really finished it. Check it out really quick. Check it out really quick. AC. Oh, we got a lot of posts today. Yeah, good. Yeah, and there's a lot of different colors there. You really can. Look, actually this right here, you can get probably using that palette too, but with the Zorn palette you can definitely get this. The only difference is that I'm using like ultramarine blue and cobalt mixed, like that's essentially, yeah. That's the only difference with this right here. Thanks for showing your work. And so like, look at this, check this out. So it looks like I'm not using limited palette. I'm really not, but like this color and this color, those are the only two only two colors that I'm adding. Otherwise, what do we have? We have black, red, and the yellow and the white. And this is mixed with, actually I mixed this, that's my purple, that's my green, that's orange, mixed with these colors. But really, I could have gotten all this without the blues, easily. So, like in my mind, blue just makes it a little bit more colorful. It gives the effect that I want, but I could still get very close to this because this isn't even really colorful yet. So, but I'm glad you see that. Like, it's good to limit yourself and push yourself so that you know the limitations of the color, right? You'll reach that limit, but you'll know how to get more colors than the average person. Because well, it's going to force you to be creative. You really have to push the colors. You can't just rely on getting it with another color out of the tube. Blue is really hard to pull off with limited palette. That's why you need a good blue or a good. I'm using Michael Harding's, which is a little bit warm. So using, like you said, like either the Old Holland or the Rembrandt would be good. It'd be better because I could get warmer with yellow and red, but Rembrandt would push it. I'm pretty sure it's Rembrandt. It pushed it very blue before, I remember. It was, I mean, noticeably blue. So blue is your most used color. So if we do the math, Mr. Peter Mood was born 1766 and passed away in 1821. That means his biceps were much smaller than mine, even though he was a hockey player in a race. He played hockey? I didn't even know they had hockey back then. You're just saying shit. If we do the math, my biceps were bigger than his. What's his name? I want to see if my biceps were bigger. Yeah. You idiot. Gears, do you remember? Son of a bitch. I'm going to bust my ass. And it's like, do you remember when we first started talking on the forums together? And like we're both trolling. Do you remember that? I just want to see if you'd read about my biceps out loud. You son of a bitch. You know what? I always do. It's entertaining content. I was trying to make friends with you and some other guy. I forgot what it was, but it was pretty funny. The posts. Being my usual jackass self. Stupak, yeah. Yeah. That was fun. Things got kind of heated up recently, huh? Yeah. It's a Silversmith racehorse trainer and hockey player. Dang, man. Okay. Sorry, don't mean to yawn. Just a little tired. And in a little bit, I have to go and help my dad. So probably in the next 20 or 30 minutes, I'm guessing. I'm trying to get as much done as I possibly can, obviously. I'm trying to build everything up at once. That's my goal here. I'm trying to build everything up at the same time. So I'm scraping it in to really make sure this is flat down. I kind of want it like, I want it very soft. I'm building it up more in the lights, but as it rounds off into the shadows, I want it to recede. Nicknames. I told Oka this guy is funny. I'm going to go along with this. Good. That's what I'm trying to do. Everybody else takes it too serious. People did everything back then. Yeah. A lot of people do a lot now too, though, if you think about it. I mean, I guess. Maybe I'm wrong. Might be wrong. That was wrong. Good. All right, this is looking all right. This is not a bad start to this painting. It looks okay on screen. I was a car mechanic, janitor, call center guy. Now I'm a software engineer. I get bored easily. You have done a lot, man. You've done a lot. You're a man of many talents. Many talents. Press that in. Pull. Soften that. I feel you, Turk. Term is a dabbler. Lewith, Your painting looks happier than theirs somehow. You're right. Damn it. You are correct. It's too high up. Too high. Yep. Yep. Nope. Altering painting. You are correct. You are correct. Down. Is that better? A little bit, maybe? Hammy, what's up? Didn't realize you were streaming here again. Yes, I am. I got permanently kicked off of Twitch. Their loss. This isn't over, though. I have my plans that I'm going to be putting into motion very soon. Soon. But this is where I should be. YouTube's better. I miss the community over there, though, too. Oh, Gears, she was Scarlet something another on Twitch. You saw that coming? What's that supposed to mean, huh? 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 I saw it coming too. Well, actually, I did not see that coming. I really didn't. I thought that they would have taken my appeal. I think they're stupid. I don't deserve what I got. What happened on Twitch? I got banned, permanently banned for doing a pencil drawing, but it was, so like you can do pencil drawings if you have the reference, like censored, and the pencil drawing, it wasn't really detailed at all. It was a basic block in, and I've gotten, like, this has happened 5 or 6 times before, that everything's automated. So they went through, like, in the past, they've gone through and banned me. And then in my appeals process, I say, look, the photograph is censored. I'm doing a pencil drawing. It's a classical pencil drawing. They said, oh, this is fine. And they said, it's a mistake on our end, and they would let me get back on. And then, but this time, I think they just changed their terms of service to something extremely, it was totally different and still very vague. It could have been, it can be translated both ways. And this time the appeal was rejected and my account, my channel was permanently ended. So, but see, the thing is, they have hot tub streams, like where chicks are like in bikinis and stuff, like Grease. Literally, they oil themselves and play games and stuff. They do this stuff over there. So, like, that's going on at the same time. So that's what happened. It's the nude drawings, yeah. My daughter's puppy, but we get it. So yeah, it's all good because I was already thinking about coming back here, and I'm glad I am back here. I'd prefer not having my channel permanently suspended, obviously, but I'm kind of thinking to myself, when that type of stuff happens, it makes me angry at the company. And I think a lot of people were already thinking about, a lot of people I think want to leave Twitch, but they have a lot of viewers on there, and I didn't have a lot of viewers. So for me, it wasn't that big of a deal. But it is frustrating. I spent several years over there, and then this happens. That's not good. That's not a way to, it's stupid. It's not fair. It's stupid. But I'll make a video on it. I already made one video on it a while back, but it was appealed. Like, they took the appeal. This time they didn't, obviously, but I mean, it's all good. It's okay. YouTube is much better than Twitch, in my opinion. Twitch does have, I think, a better streaming platform. However, YouTube has gotten easier since the last time I was here, which was about 3 years ago. I think 3 or 4 years ago, actually, streaming on YouTube was much harder than it is now. Now, it's pretty much the same as Twitch, which is good. I can just type the title in. It's all in OBS, and then I just press start, and it just gets going. I was from the Pinterest every day, not dramatized for breaking the rules by saving classical artworks. Yeah, it's absurd. It's a joke, right? It's a joke. It's one of those things that you have, like, nudity in classical artwork is it's a way of in a sense teaching your kids how to respectfully look at the human figure. It's a tool. But nobody knows that. Everything's over-sexualized and taken out of context. And so the very people who pass these rules oftentimes consider themselves, we're intellectual and this and that. Well, then go to the Sistine Chapel and look at the nudity in classical artwork. Michelangelo's David. They love that stuff, but then, other type of nudity is bad. In fact, in the terms of service of Twitch, they've said, you can post public nudity in art, but you can't do your own. It's classical work. I can understand, like, if you're doing nude in digital and, like, it's a cartoon nude or something, I get that. But for classical, literally classical art, which is like, but they don't have any concept of it. And I mean, I kind of get it, but it's stupid. The whole thing's dumb. We can zoom in on YouTube, which helps me see how you make your brushworks and pencil marks. Oh, really? You couldn't do that on Twitch? This is actually huge. That's good to know. It's very good to know. You know what I was looking for? Was a lens that it's like one of those lenses that you put over this lens right here, and it takes the reflection away, but I don't know what it is. I need to find it for these, like, the lenses that I have. So I'm trying to think of ways to make the picture better for you guys as well. Too bad there wasn't a streaming service for artists where this wouldn't be an issue. Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, Twitch has some channel strip girls streaming on. Yeah, they do. No, I made a video on this, and you should look it up. It's kind of funny. It's only 5 minutes long. It's one where I'm not teaching about art really. Probably one of the only ones where I'm not actually talking about teaching art. So lens, I use a brand new, okay, viewfinder to help with value. It kills the color, so everything is one tone, so to speak. Very handy. Brand viewfinder. Oh, it's a lens, but it kills the color. I'm trying to find something that I can place over this camera for you guys so that there's no reflection on the painting. I have to put it at an angle all the time. And this is actually a pretty good shot that I have right now, but normally there's more reflection and such. Where's my palette knife? No. OMG. What is this? Ah. It's my palette knife. I mean, I got this. Where's the other one, though? Dang it, I always lose it. Is it in here? Of course not. Think. There it is. No clue why it's over here. None. Oh, wait, no, I do. I remember. This is just for finding value. Gotcha. You know, you could use black mirrors. You know the black mirror trick? You could use your iPhone for it too. iPhone does the same thing pretty much. But if you have a welding plate, you can turn it into a black mirror, flip it, you get the values that way. Light impression. Face the drawing. We see your reference palette subject and you squinting. That's more than most. We see your reference palette. So, the reference palette subject and you squinting. You're talking about just the overall setup. I try to give you everything, BH. I was even flirting with the idea of having a palette cam, but I don't know how I would set that up. And people do have palette cams. It's just I walk with mine, so it's hard. It's not stationary. I can set up a palette cam. Yeah. So, guys, it's 4:20. I've let my dad sit for 4 hours. I need to go and move him around and stuff. I don't want to stop though, but I have to. I have to stop. I need to go make sure he's okay. But I'll be streaming this week. And I'll be streaming this portrait, and I also have another portrait that I'm working on too that's at the same stage. It was at the same stage as this when I started today. So, and what I'm going to do too, I will be coming back in here probably afterwards, but I'm not going to be streaming. What I'm going to do is probably do some recording of brush strokes that I'm doing here. with the idea of making a video of this. And I'd like to hear what y'all think. I want to get back into doing videos, and especially some with the skits in them, but also ones where it's just like maybe I show how to paint an eye or something. So I was thinking, and this is an idea, I could do videos where I like, like for this painting, for example, I might do a video on like say the eye or how to do a mouth or something, use this as an example, but then have an overall video of this where it's just mainly the whole thing. So I could get several different videos out of each painting. It's just an idea. I'm trying to maximize how much stuff I can do right now with each piece that I work on. 220. Oh yeah, 420. Yeah, right. Guys, y'all are awesome. I'll be back on this week. I'll see y'all.